In this lesson, I'll introduce you to users and groups. First, we'll create a group, then assign users to that group, and then use the policy simulator to check permissions for that user. Click on the group's link to get to the groups page. I'll click on Create New Group to launch the wizard. I'll name this group Bucket Access, and then click the next step in the lower right-hand side of the page. To filter the list to customer managed policies, I'll again select that option from the filter pull-down list. I'll select the policy bucket access that I created in the previous step and click on the next step button to review it. If all looks good, and it does, I can click the Create Group button in the lower right-hand side of the page. So far, I've created a policy and a group and attached the policy to the group. Now I want to create my users and add them to my Bucket Access group. To navigate to the Users page, click on the Users link located on the left side of the page. Then click Create New User. You can create up to 5 users at once from this page. I'll add Katie and Leanne. Notice that the Generate Access key for each user is selected by default. If you don't require a key pair be generated for these users, deselect the checkbox. In this case, I don't want to create key pairs, so I'll deselect the Generate Access key for each user checkbox. I'll click on the Create button on the lower right side of the page. I now want to add my users to the Bucket Access group. I can do so by selecting the checkbox next to their names and then selecting Add Users to Group from the User Actions pull-down list. Then I'll select the group that I want to add them to by clicking on the checkbox to the left of their name and then clicking on the Add to Group button on the lower right-hand side of the page. Before moving on, let's verify that my users do in fact have access using the Policy Simulator. To get to the Policy Simulator, click on the group's link located on the left side of the page. Click on the group's link, then scroll down to the Permissions section of the group page and click on Simulate Policy. This is an environment where I can validate any policies that I've created. The pane on the left lets me select a user, group, or role, and the pane on the right lets me simulate API calls to ensure that my policy is configured the way I want it. I'll select users from the pull-down list on the left pane. Then I'll click the user Katie that I just created. In the Policy Simulator, I'll select S3 from the Select Service pull-down list. I'll select List All My Buckets, Get Bucket Location, List Bucket, Get Object, and Put Object. Open Simulation Settings, and then in the Resources Name Format field, type in ARN://S3::xapi.org-test, which is the bucket name, /*. Finally, I'll click on the Run Simulation button located on the top right side of the page. If the user has permissions as defined by the policy attached to the group to which she is a member, the result will show success. So far, I've created a policy and attached a policy to my Bucket Access group and added users to the group. There is still one last thing to do.